here, what it means to be on code. Get on code like we talk about in this film B1, the movie. That's what it's about. It's about being on code. What does being on
Wait,
code?
wait. So let me interrupt you. So being on code, tell
Mhm.
me give me like one sentence. If to be on code, what does that look like for you?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you the definition first because I have it on my shirt. It says being on code means being sensitive to what the Black society needs to survive and thrive,
Hmm.
and putting those needs first and foremost before one's personal needs. Now, let's
Okay.
process that. Let's unpack that. What does that mean? That means if we take today, for example, there was this blackout on February the 28th where they said, we're not going to buy anything from major corporations. We're going to funnel that money to small businesses. How many people supported a black-owned business today? Put it in the chat and put what black-owned business you supported. Because I believe in solutions. So being on code means we understand that as a group, Dr. Claude Anderson says this best. We're all born on a team, and if we don't play for the team that we're born on, our team loses by default. So we have to play for the team that we're born on. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much money you make, you still black. You know what I'm saying? So you can't switch and be on another team, somebody else's team, because you've made X amount of dollars. And that's where we are right now. We're in a place where we have to play for the team that we're born on. So that's what it means to be on code. It means playing for the team that you're born on because you're not going to put someone else's kids before your kids, right, Doc?
Right.
You're going to put your kids first. And that's what B1 means. It simply means putting black first. You were born black. When I was a kid born in Valdosta, Georgia, I used to hear this guy come on the radio named Herman Smith every Sunday. And he always used to end by saying, remember to be proud of your blackness. And when he used to say that, he used to just be something that go through me, right? So I was born in Valdosta, and in Valdosta, it was all white police chief. It was a white mayor. It's a white fire chief, right? So I'm born in a small town where all white people are in control and in charge. Um, the schools there were named after white folks. So at age 14, my mom moved us to Atlanta. That was the best thing she could have done for me. Because when she moved me to Atlanta, I went to Frederick Douglass High School. So I moved to a black city with a school that's named after black folks that look like me, with a black fire chief, a black police chief, a black mayor. So I went from all white to all black. What that did for me is that boost my self-esteem. What that did for me is that gave me the green light to now really be proud of my blackness that Herman Smith would oftentimes say on Sunday morning on the radio, because I'm born in the Bible Belt. So every Sunday morning, everybody listened to WGOV was the radio station. It was the Sunday gospel show. And so moving to Atlanta, man, it was a total like a culture shock, man. And it was like an injection that was given to me to really be proud of my blackness. And from that standpoint, I was like, I got to be unapologetically black. I got to put black first. Me not knowing it then, but that's what I was doing. Because one, I was proud of my blackness. And two, I wanted to support black people and see black people win, just like you, Doc. You want to see black people win in media and music, but win with the right movies, with the right music, the music that uplifts us. You know what I'm saying? I was just listening to Willie Hutch. I don't know if y'all know about Willie Hutch. You know about Willie Hutch, Doc?
I do not. I've never heard of Willie Hutch.
So Willie Hutch made this record back in the day called Brothers Gonna Work It Out. You ever heard that song? Brothers Gonna Work It
I
Out?
have heard that song. Yes.
That's Willie Hutch. Y'all hadn't heard that song? Go listen to it. It's the perfect song for the season that we're in.
Okay, let's not talk about just songs though. I want to
Yeah,
talk about
about the film.
like power. That's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna talk about. Like, because I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you, Rick.
Hmm.
We sing and dance a lot. We march, we rally, we talk. We've been saying it loud. I'm black and I'm proud since 1968. I'm
Hmm.
tired of that shit, to be honest with you. I
Yeah.
no, I like it. It's nice. It feels good.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, how proud can you be when 95% of your population got to go bow to a white man to pay the bills, right?
Mm.
And when you're really talking, I mean, for real, maybe I'm in a funny mood today, man. But I gotta be honest with you, bro. When I saw the boycott, I was very happy to see the boycott. But a big part of me just sat back in my chair and said, "So you need Donald Trump to get into office for your black ass to wake up." If Joe Biden was in office, y'all be shopping at Target and Walmart and wherever Al Sharpton is getting his partner payments from and wouldn't say a damn word. Y'all was And here's the thing about the boycott. This I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna sound real radical right now. I'm gonna make some people mad.
Mhm.
To hell with boycotting today or even once a week or anything like that. We should boycott them as much as they boycott us.
Mm.
Don't nobody support black businesses. They boycott y'all 365 days a year consistently and have been doing this for years. So
Mhm.
so what I think, man, is that I think that it's to the point where some of us still we looking for the little, the little black power training wheels. And some of us are like, no, I want to get in a Porsche right now. I need to be on a jet airplane to
Mhm.
freedom because the way we've been doing it is wrong. We leave ourselves vulnerable and then we get outraged when somebody exploits the vulnerability,
Mhm.
right? So I really think, man, like when I think about this boycott, right? And I think about this movie, I
Mhm.
like the movie, man, because I just like the fact that I like the idea of us shaping the narrative. I like the idea of us being so preoccupied with what we doing that we ain't even worried about what he's over there doing. You know,
Mm.
and I think that what's happening right now is, and my heart goes out to anybody that's being affected by the job losses and the DEI. I mean, it's kind of a shell shock, right? But I'm telling you, I think from the very beginning, even when, and I think it was because it was on my mind because I was talking to somebody, Dr. Harris, about Booker T versus Du Bois. Du Bois spent his whole life kind of basically crapping all over Booker T's ideas, hating on Marcus Garvey and all that. And then at the end, the very same institutions that Du Bois loved so much betrayed him too.
Mhm.
It's so at the end of the day, we in the same boat. And I think that when you even talk about integration, people think I'm anti-integration or that I believe in segregation. No, I'm not saying that. Integration is fine. It just has to be done under appropriate terms. Even Booker T was to some extent an integrationist in this sense. He said, "Look, I'm not running away from white folks. I want to be involved with them, but I want to step to them as partners, not as a subordinate." Right. And what's happened is that we integrated as subordinates. We integrated like we showed up looking for a job. Sir, give me an opportunity. Let me come and work in your institution instead of saying, you got a business, I got a business. Now let's get together and do business. Let's meet as equals. Instead, we up here looking like, did you see where Donald Trump was yelling at Vladimir Zelensky today? It's basically
Oh,
calling him,
he put a, I
he
heard he put
basically
him out
punking
and
him.
became the press's fool.
Yeah, he was punking him. He was punking him, right? I don't want us to be the little
That's
Zolinskis. I,
crazy.
I want us to have the power. I want us to be able to at least empower. What does power look like? Power really means that you have the ability to walk away from the negotiating table and know that you're going to be okay, right? And I think that to your point, and I didn't mean to interrupt what you said. I heard what you were saying, and I appreciate all of it,
Definitely.
and it's great. It's just more like when are we gonna get tired of this?
Yeah.
So I think this boycott is great. I applaud participation. I think everybody should participate. But man, as far as I'm concerned, in fact, not only should you boycott other businesses every day of the year, but you should be so focused on what you're doing that you don't even have to you don't even take the time to realize you're boycotting other things. Like when I'm spending time on my business with my family working on my stuff, I'm not boycotting your stuff.
Mhm.
I just putting so much energy into my stuff. I ain't even got time to think about your stuff. right?
Mhm.
So I think that generally this is where we got to go. We need a wake up call, man. And I think your film did a great job with that. I think the messaging in the film was amazing. You got what your Dr. Frazier up in there. D1 was in there.
Dr. Claude
Brother Nuri
Anderson?
Muhammad, Riza Islam. I mean, we had an all-star cast in here. I think it was even a segment where even old Jay Morrison was in there too with the Tulsa thing. I gotta be honest with that. Sorry, Jay, I love you, man, but that Tulsa thing didn't work out. But guess what? In the world of business, sometimes things go wrong, but you keep on moving forward. You figure it out, you rebuild, and you keep moving. And so, with that said, I'm gonna let you get the last word, man. What am I gonna see in the next 11 minutes? I don't even know what clip you're gonna show. What we got? What you got in store for us?
So with this episode, so this is episode one. This is the opening episode. And hopefully, we can show the other episodes at different periods, moving throughout because, again, there will be blackouts, there will be boycotts and all of that. So now you got black folks' attention. You know what I'm saying? And they're tuned into this channel, you know. But the thing that I say is with this whole boycott, because somebody asked me today, they were like, so did you participate in the boycott? And, how was it? And I said, I don't need a boycott. This is my lifestyle. My lifestyle is to support Black-owned businesses on a daily. I feel bad when I have to give another business or a corporation my dollars. Every day I'm looking for a Black-owned business to circle those dollars around in the community. So this isn't just about one day. This is about a lifestyle, creating a lifestyle where you do this 24/7, 365 days a year. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So in this film, it'll open with Dr. Frazier having a voiceover talking about, it'll take 228 years for Black people to amass the same wealth as white people. Because this was added to the film during the whole presidential election, because a lot of people were saying, hey, and I'm not, um, downgrading or degrading anybody who voted for whoever they voted for, right? But what I was saying is, I voted. Now what? So after you vote, if your person gets in office or your person doesn't get in office, what are you going to do to ensure that you are the president of your household and to ensure that your family has food, clothing, and shelter? And that you're leaving a legacy. You're passing down a legacy. So that's what this film talks about, or this episode. So it talks about that, and then it talks about legacy, and it talks about, the ancestors, what they laid, the foundation that they laid for us, the sacrifices that they laid for us.
right.
You know,
Okay.
I love my mother dearly, but she didn't pass anything down. I had to start from zero, like a lot of us here. So my goal when I have kids is to leave a legacy so they don't have to start from zero. Other races don't have to start from zero. They have a legacy, they have land, they have a trust, they have money that's passed down so they can step right into. So that's what this opening film is about. It's about paying homage to the ancestors, but really, what does it mean to get on code? So, Doc, if you're ready, I can share my screen.
Yeah, yeah. I've given
Uh,
you sharing permissions. You should be
okay,
good.
I'm
And
sharing the
also,
screen.
anybody who's watching on YouTube, I'm gonna give you guys the link to come into the Zoom and you can watch the film. I can't. We're not gonna show this on YouTube. So here is the link. It's right there in the chat. And so click on that link. You can come into the private Zoom, and because I'm gonna shut that off in a second. So without further ado.